What's up, y'all? This is Dub It Down. Basically, I'm just gonna make a video and tell you why I'm the best rapper alive. Is because you could get into like freestyling, you could get into retraining your mind into freestyling with no writing, and then there's levels to it, and you can get into multiples. For example, I got it written down right here. What I mean by that is like truck stop rhymes with buckshot rhymes with fuck spot. Those are multiples. And when you get freestyling so good, you start rhyming in multiples. And I hit multiples in over three songs. Over three songs, I hit multiples that were hitting 40 plus combos. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rhyme truck stop, buckshot, fuck spot. I didn't do that 3 times. I did it 40 times on 3 different songs, and usually I would average about 20 on some of my other songs. I would average about 20 multiples. But that's why I consider myself the best rapper in the world, because my style, I created a new style called Tron-Step. And what that is no editing, no mixing, and no writing. And I did that on all 935 songs. And I trained my mind because I used to write back in the day. But what I did, I realized I need to go at this rap game a little differently. I need to throw all my rhymes away and go off the top of the head, because off the top of the head is the real way you could start delivering your raps faster and get more out there. You could do it at such a speed you'll start to make yourself learn how to rhyme in multiples. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this written down, as I was saying, like truck stop, buckshot, fuck spot. Now, I'd be freestyle, I'd be like, just for example, pulled up at the truck spot, you know what I'm saying? Got some buckshot. I fucking ran, took it to the fuck spot. I hit multiples 40 times, multiples. And I did that in over 3 songs. What Eminem has hit multiples, but he's also, let me tell you what Eminem does. Maybe 12 times on multiples Eminem hit, and maybe on a great song of Eminem's he might have hit 20 multiples. But he did that writing his layers down. I hit 40 multiples not writing, going on the top of the head. You know what I'm saying? 40 times, and I did that in one song. I did that twice. I did 40 times 40, and then other songs I was averaging about 20. A good song I would average about 20 multiples. But I did 40 back to back. So that was like a 40-piece combo. I don't think anybody has gotten to that level of rapping as I have. That's why I consider myself the best rapper. I might be underground, but what God told me a long time ago is I'm gonna have one video with 2 trillion views on it. God told me that a long time ago. That's why I always said I'm the best rapper, always will be. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real reason I consider myself the best rapper. When God told me, this was a long time ago. This was like 1999. God told me I was gonna have a video with 2 trillion views on it. I didn't really understand it back then, but I was like, yeah, 2 trillion. Most of these people, they were in the millions back then. They were like, around the 2000s, they were like hundreds of millions. But no one's ever hit like a trillion. But God told me specifically I'd have one video with 2 trillion views on it. So I worked my skill in the from off the top of the head. I worked my skill so much. I made 75 albums, 935 songs. And I built my skill up every time because I never wrote on any album. And then I would listen to my albums until I memorized it afterwards. But I didn't have it memorized beforehand. But I got in some multiples that were hitting times 40 on the combo. And I really do consider myself, and there might be some other styles that are pretty great out there of rapping. But my technique, it really can't be matched. And I set like a precedent for the, I set like a precedent for the, just hitting 40 on the multiple. That's like a killer instant combo. It's like ultra combo or something. You know what I'm saying? Time 40, time 55, time 60. 60 times multiples. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I did actually 60, but I might have did like 50 on one particular song. I might have did like a 50-piece combo. But about 3 songs I did 40-piece combos, and then about 100 to 200 songs I did 20-piece combos. And what I'm saying about Eminem, he's a good writer. I've seen him hit like 12s, 15s. I've seen him hit 20-piece combos occasionally when he was writing really good. He had about 20 pieces. I did it times 40 on my multiples, but I didn't write. He wrote. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not just all made up that I'm just giving you these things I'm just making up on the top of the head. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you guys, God told me he was going to give me, or not give me, but he told me in the future I'd have one video with 2 trillion views on it. Like, they have to change the whole system of how YouTube works to handle that many views. But that's the thing. YouTube will have, like, where you can record on listening to a song, you record a comment like you could send it on Facebook, and you can record on your messenger. You can record a few seconds. Something like that will happen on YouTube where you can record in the comment section. You can leave a speech voice, and then that will evolve into more of people can leave videos behind and remixes and on your in the comment section. So that's one upgrade that I've seen when this my 2 trillion views comes into play. So it might not be for a while, but that's what I've seen around the vision God showed me. It was like something to do with YouTube where what was I saying? The views are like, not the views, but the comment section allows you to record your speech in it. And then it allows you to post videos under your comment section. So YouTube's gonna around that time is when I had the 2 trillion views on it. So that's what God showed me in the vision. But that's my whole thing. Why I think I'm the best rapper alive. If you listen to some of my songs, you might think I'm alright, but you got to remember is I didn't write down my words. I did it in one take off the top of the head on every song I made. So it's a little bit harder than what you think it is just first listening to my music. But once you hear it, then you see that I start rhyming in multiples. Like as I trained myself from album 1 to 75, I started rhyming in multiples as I got up in my albums. But that's all I got on that subject. But what these are is my USB thumb drives, and that has 935 songs on it. And I coined the phrase portable radio. And that's on my website. You can pick them up for $100 or best offer on my eBay. And that's my whole catalog of music. And you could get a portable, a device that will a USB thumb drive player that will play in your car if you don't have one. You can buy one on eBay for very cheap. And these don't cost much either to make. They're like, you could get one at Walmart for $4 or $5 and sell them, put your whole catalog on and sell for like $100 like I am. But check that out. Make me your favorite radio station. Bring me everywhere. Put me on your laptops. Put me on your TV with these smart TVs. Put me in your car with these. Make my radio station number one. Make me a number one artist in the world. You know what I mean? But no, I don't know. But you guys can figure it out. My website will be in the description. Leave a like, comment, and share. Don't forget to sub all my platforms and all my channels. And it's been a lot of fun. Double down.